Hey guys. Today, we're going to do some more programming. Of a different variety today. So last time we covered files, and so today, oh fucking hell. We're going to begin by doing the exact same shit as yesterday. Fucking no. We're gonna create a new program called Infinifile today, which is going to write to a file massive amounts of data. Basically, and it will do that in a loop, so it'll be very interesting to see what this even does. I just want to see how big we could potentially make a text file. Huh? What the fuck? What the fuck, boy? Why is it this dot swap? What the fuck is going on, bro? Swap, bro? Are we seriously using fucking swap? 550 processes, 1700 threads, bro. I think I need to restart the system, guys. We're doomed. Gordon, we're doomed. Bro, I think 21,000 handles is not good. Bro, I want 0. 21 gigabytes committed to this relationship, guys. Don't worry, guys. I'm 21 gigabytes committed to the relationship. Alright, let's go ahead and put in the stuff we want to write out. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to write out a gigantic string to a file in a while loop, which is really simple. But we also would create a program that runs this itself over and over again in that same loop, if you want to get maximum damage, because these things run pretty fast. And if you want to get even more maximum damage, well, you would even run like some kind of special shit to make it multi-threaded and shit. Probably get some parallelism going in there, but I don't know shit about that, so we're gonna do the basics and then revisit it when I'm an expert, guys. So we're gonna do our void main, and then we're gonna do my while true loop, which is just gonna be unconditional. It will never surrender, guys. Unconditional surrender, never surrender. While true, it will always be true, because that's just how that goes, bro. And then Control S, and then it's gonna be file, and then of course, what was it? Was it a comma, brackets? What? Equals, actually it's an equal sign, it's like a variable. File, let's see, I believe it was just the name and shit in this. So you put your file and your read access, or write access. We're gonna just put, well, append access, because that's what we want. We're gonna call this super good or some shit, and then we're gonna super good dot lol, and then super good dot xt. Actually, bro, that'd be fucking hilarious. The file extension is XD, but it's basically a fucking text file anyway. Comma. And then, of course, the best part of all, which is the permissions it gets. So that can be R plus, it can be R plus, W plus, or, what was it, like P or some shit? Bro, I don't think it was P. It was like F or something. We can reference the D book. The Holy Jesus Christ Bible. R. For read. A is append. Oh, thank God. We want to just A plus this shit. When in doubt, A plus it out. Which means it will also make the file too if it doesn't exist. And then we're going to add a section here where it writes to the file. And this part's scary, guys. Because I've included this in the loop, we'll always write to supergood.xt and then add A plus afterwards. And so if we have the right, or we'll do file.write ln, which allows you to write to a file and then put a string, and we'll just make a fucking lol, just fucking absolute cringe, guys. On skivvities, what they say nowadays, from what I heard. lol. End with an L and then a semicolon, and then it will just write that. Every single fucking line will be lol, bro, and then it's gonna make more. Because, see, giving it append access means you've given it, like, read and append. If file does not exist, it's created as an empty. File does exist, its contents are preserved. File is open to be read from the beginning and written at the end. But we don't really want that. If the file does not exist, it's treated as empty. And if we really wanted to be good about this, we'd want to we'd want to do just A+, or just do A. And then we want to variate the super good multiple times. And so that way it can write to multiple files at once. And if it makes and writes to multiple files, good God, I better have a system backup, because who knows how bad it could be if we reach 500 gigabytes of text files. What the fuck would we even be doing at that point, bro? 500 gigabytes of fucking text file. But we want to variate this every time, so we want to create a random set of characters for each one. So that way it will be not supergood.xt, but like could be fucking gibberish.xt every single fucking file, and it will write to all of them because they're all here ready to be addressed. Perfect. So how do we create a random character or a random set of characters? And I mean, I guess there's many ways of doing that. You could try random number generation. Also, do I need to add in something else? I believe I did. What does this cover? This covers most shit. But do we need to put, yes, import standard.file probably. And then enter, and it should be good. Then we would have a set of it could be any character in the alphabet. We could do, instead of variating it, we would create a string that represents the name, right? And then we'll append a .xt to the end of that. And then the string, to make it random, just pulls from like, I don't know. Do we really need something truly random? I mean, if we want to make multiple different files, that'd be a great thing to do. And then have it append to each of them every time. Or we could just do this. Increments, right? Everybody likes increments, right? You know what I mean? Instead of doing super good, we add super good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, X, D, 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 D. So then we would append before we append XD to it, we do that shit first. So instead of a name, we'll have a string for the name, which will be string nam, since that's funny. And then for the name, just calling a name nam is funny to me for some reason. Control S. And then, of course, we're going to make it equal to super good, since that's the name. Super good, the doomsday weapon. We're going to remove all of this, and we're just going to call it, put nam there. And then that should be fine. It shouldn't give me any compilation errors. And then, to append all of the shit that we need to do, first step will be appending the dot. Well, the last step will be that. So we'll be putting this. We'll be appending that, and then a dot xd, lowercase x, capital D. Put that in these quotation marks. Whoa. Totally cool, bro. Semicolon. That creates the first append, and then every time it does that, well, I mean, that already does the shit we need it to do, but it then needs to set this back to super good at the end. So actually at the end of it, we'll have another thing called int, and then we'll call it CT, right? Because we need to increment this shit. So semicolon, and int ct goes up. So int, and then, or actually no, you don't even put int, you just put ct, and then do that. Every single time, we're going to set that to have, or the name of this is going to include that, a string of. We should be able to take a dot string of that, I believe. So I have no idea what I'm fucking doing, but we'll figure that shit out when we get there. Burn that bridge when it tells us we can't append a fucking int to a string. We could do a ulong, actually, since it doesn't need to be negative. And so when we do that, we're going to also add in a plus plus for the increment, which is going to be plus plus ct, and then this. Count will always go up. Now, we have count done. No, stop it. Okay, well, anyway. Count's done, and then, of course, string num equal, or actually, we'll do equals, super good. Which means we don't even have to declare it up here. We just set it to that, and we'll do it before we even get into that. And then add in. What would we do? We wouldn't append the fucking string of, would we? No, would we? Maybe we might append a string of, which is like. Do we do that? We'd append ct. Let's just try string of and ct and append that shit. Or ct dot, or is it string of dot ct? What was it? I don't even remember this shit. I think it was ct dot string of at the end, yeah, like that, and then that needs as standard strings as standard string semicolon, and it should do, and semicolon here. It looks pretty good to me. Wow. And it equals both of them. Now, if it tries to say that's an array. Bad. Am I the one from Minecraft? Yeah. We've created truly something amazing here. We're gonna try to compile and run it now. So we're gonna do open terminal here. Gonna run dmd. Don't try this at home, kids. Whoa. Danger. Is that how I spelled it? Ah! Using the result of a comma expression is not allowed. What am I doing? Programming. We're programming something painful. Something annoying. Terrifying, even. So it's going to equal that. We're just going to append string of, I think. And we're just going to append... Yeah, we could just append ct.string of, just to make it simple on my part. What is this for? It's gonna create multiple files and write to all of them, I hope. And they're all gonna become 10 gigabytes long at least. It's basically a zip bomb. Which is like the most crude form of, oh god. Oh god. Okay, this is scary, but... Oh god, Gordon, we're doomed. Holy shit, what happened? Mr. Freeman. Okay. It just took a string of CT. Lol. Bro, how far did it fucking go, bro? What's the file size at on that shit? 13,000 lines of lol. Bruh. Okay, we're getting there, but it's not doing what I want it to. What the fuck? We're just gonna append CT on there. Oh, I just fucking closed out a my bad, guys. Now I have to... I gotta reset up everything, guys. Holy shit, I'm a bad guy. I'm so sorry. But we got it to work, kind of. And then, of course, we need to make sure that it's not just ct.string of. We want ct append to that shit. Yeah, that's the idea, right? Try to make a file that just... So the file is 4 megabytes long. I don't think you can do it with text files. But if you were to make 1,000 text files, and you can't append a ulong to that, but if we try a ulong.dupe, maybe it will work. Because, I mean, they're similar. Oh god! You can't use, for a dupe, we might need algorithm. We have standard string. Auto dupe. Well, we haven't even gone to autos. Like calling, yeah, so that's not gonna work, but plus CT. So if we were to convert it to a car, maybe we could append it, but obviously you can't just take a ct.string of, well, what if we look at the properties, right? So there's dot string of, there's dot size of, and then add that into what would it be called? D-lang. So dot size of, I believe, is what we're looking for. Type dot size of, variable dot size of, or expression dot size of, and then dot string of. So then you could make that shit. Import standard dot standard D input output, and then does size of outputs 4 on most systems. Oh wait, no, maybe not. D uses size of as a property, which is more consistent with D's object-oriented syntax. The result is... Do I play Roblox? Bro. Roblox is for kids, or for pedophiles. I mean PDF files. Oh shit. But, yeah, I don't play Roblox, guys. Not into either of those things, so. Use that length for character count. Oh, okay. So that's what we really want, is a dot length. Well, actually, a dot... See, if it's 1 digit, dot length could be... So how the fuck am I supposed to increment this shit? How do we increment it every time? Well, we'd append a 1 to it, obviously, every time it increments, we'd append just 1 to it. Right? We could append something to it every time it goes up. But, that's the thing. We want to append a ct dot string of or some shit. Size of, portability, length. Bro, what the fuck are we doing? Types. We're gonna have to dig deep into the code for this. Assert. Yeah, I actually don't know what I'm doing. I think we're just gonna fucking assign, try to append... Well, if we took a ulong array, what are the odds that works, right? Like, take a ulong of, that, and we do ulong 0. And then we say ct 0. Wait, ulong 0 would be invalid. Just do ulong 1 and do ct 0. Bro, what kind of fucking array only has 1 thing in it, bro? This is fucking screwed up. Ain't no way my array gonna have 1 fucking thing in it. Alright, perfect. Let's go ahead and do that shit. Let's try this shit again, guys. Enter. Wait, did I even... I didn't save it. Okay, that's not gonna work. Well... What the fuck? How did I even... I never even bothered trying to add numbers to that shit. You also can't take a dupe of that, so obviously you can't just append that. Might work with car, because those seem to be, like, less... they are more willing to cooperate when I try to abuse them and how they work and shit. So, car always fucking works for that shit. Or, we put it inside of a string, which defeats the entire purpose of it. But we want to take a string of it. We want to take a dot size of, or dot length, and dot string of. Then that doesn't work either, though, because then it's going to fucking... Well, it's a U long. We could do a U float. Make it even longer, but that it needs to be just fucking huge. And eventually it'd break. That's another thing we need to consider, is what if it breaks before it does its job? No property that length for CT and... or of... Okay. Okay, buddy. What the fuck am I doing? Well, it needs to be a dot string of. Okay, that's the first part. We need a dot string of CT. Bro, how do you append a number to that shit? Okay, why do we have this shit open still? Append a number to a string. Help me. AI, Jesus. Append the number to a string for U long, bro. C sharp. Example. Okay, C sharp's close enough, guys. What the fuck is this, bro? What is this cringe? Cringenium tetrachloride, guys, I swear to God. Cringenium. We need to append D-lang to this. D-lang. A D-lange? No, we want D-lang. Good God. Fucking terrible robots. Use the toString function from the standard .conv module. Oh, okay, that makes it pretty easy. Wow. Okay, this should be easy. So it said standard.convert, which I have no idea how that's going to end up going, but... Okay. Import standard.conv. Okay, guys, now let's go ahead and try that shit out. So, what it says to do is you do this. So you do a 2, and then you do this. And then, of course, we're going to take the value of CT and append it to that by using string and, of course, this and D. Now, odds are, or actually CT, that won't even fucking work, but who knows? Maybe it compiles and it does work. String to string semicolon number, and that's to use the toString function from the standard con. This converts the numeric type, including U-long, into its string representation. Wow, super simple sounding. Hopefully it is super simple compiling. Oh god, Gordon, we're doomed. Fuck, what happened? Gordon. Holy fucking shit, bro. The fucking number of supergood.xds. They're all 36 kilobyte files. Fucking hell, bro. 36 byte files, bro. How do we get this better, bro? The amount of super goods we just produced. Well, the next step is that we need to write to every single super good as many lines as we can, right? So we need another process that writes lines to every single one, because this one's 4,000, there's 40,000 bro, what the fuck? Wow. Guys, this is fucking insane. 40,000 files, bro. I swear. Bro, I'm gonna have to share this shit to my comrades, bro. This shit's fucking insane. What have I cooked up? Man, I'm going too far with this shit, I think. Might just be going way overboard with this. I'm gonna send it to my friends over to do some research and do some dissecting on this shit, bro. 40,000 supergood.exe files, bro. And it just appends the fucking string number to each one. But how do I write to every file in the every supergood at once? So I think that's the real question, because what we want to do is also we want to clean up all of this bullshit that I fucking conjured. So as a wizard, as a sorcerer, and as a guy with some kind of motive, we're gonna go ahead and scroll to the bottom of every single fucking supergood file. Bro, I don't even know why supergood is funny. Infinifiler, bro. I'm gonna get another picture of this shit. Copy that shit to my fucking clipboard, bro. We need to send that to Super Symmetry chat, so that way they can see this crazy shit that I've cooked up. Programming YouTubers are boring. Supergood.xt, guys. So the next step, either we find a way to make these files absolutely massive, because 36 bytes isn't gonna do it. Like, let's think about it. Most people have at least 500 gigabytes at a minimum. That's the minimum standard. If you have less than that, what are you doing? Bro, just scrolling up in here probably fucking cooks the file system. Delete that shit, bro. I mean, there's obvious... Holy fucking shit, bro. You guys don't even see what I see. It's gotta move forward. Bro, Dolphin's cooking right now. Dolphin's cooking. Moving 40,000 files to the fucking trash can. Bro. The next step, which I'm not even gonna attempt to do, right, would be to remove the console so you can't even stop it. If we could remove the console, bro. It's at 10% of 40,000 files. They're only a byte, bro. They're not even that much, but in total we have 1.4 MIB. Holy fucking shit. Give me that shit to copy to my clipboard yet again. Good God, Gordon. We're doomed. Trying to get a copy of this shit, bro. The size is insane. For how long it's taking. Good God, Gordon Freeman. Bro, the other way would be to compress these. Or... what if it, instead of writing files, were to copy from a source file? Obviously, to make a bigger file, you want to write a bigger line in there. So then you would just want to store more data. Obviously, some Unicode characters are going to be larger than others. And that's where this shit gets really good. Because instead of doing all of that, We can do a copy. We can paste that. And then include an extra large file size. Or extra large bytes for these. Instead of doing low, we need to go onto Google or fucking whatever web browser we fucking use here. I don't even know anymore, man. Fucking use 20 of these things. And we need to browse. Actually, no, we need to look up ASCII largest Unicode. Alright, not ASCII largest character. And just fucking paste a fuck ton of those. C. Tilde, which has an ASCII value of 126. Highest printable character in the standard ASCII table. Values 32 to 126. This character... the next highest character is the delete value, which is a character and not considered printable. Okay. I believe we were using ASCII too. And so we probably could use the fucking, that shit. I mean, those are in 16-bit, but that's, we're just using UTF-8. Let's just go with what probably will work, which is tilde. And just fucking shit ton of tilde in there. Bro, tilde is gonna fucking wreck my computer, I swear. Okay, guys. It's tilde time. It's tilde time! Bro, the length it needs to be lengthy, bro. The fucking tildes. Good God, Mr. Freeman. I think the only way we could do it more effectively is to have multiple programs that just open and do this shit. That way each one just writes. Then you can't bro, I'm still fucking getting rid of the other shit. Alright, it's time to dmd.infinifile. /infinif. Oh, fuck. We're doomed, Gordon. Good God, Mr. Freeman. Gordon. How many files do we have now? $36 bytes. Wait. Holy fucking shit. Bro, how do I get rid of all these files? Bro, I'm gonna send this to my friend and tell him to hit /run in the terminal, bro. I swear. Cyber criminal at that point. Hurry up and delete them. Bro, Dolphin is still cooking. Oh, OBS Studio is disconnected, bro. 53 minutes ago. Oh, reconnected? Oh, cool. Bro, you know what I can show you all? I can fucking show you all what I see right now. Bro, this is fucking cringeanium. Cringeanium, guys. Let me give me a second. Open selector. Whoa! This tab, right? Watch this. Moving. 14,000. It's at 35%. Hurry up already, bro. We don't care about moving them to the fucking trash. We need to get rid of the super good. The number's slowly fucking going up, bro. The super virus, bro. That's what we're gonna call it. Zuckerberg, bro. That's the next one. We'll make it print Zuckerberg files. Or what we could do is make it eat up all of your computer's resources and then make Zuckerberg. Bro, I should probably be doing this shit in a virtual machine so I don't fuck up my main system, bro. But I don't know what... This is why I need to get my hands on another fucking... a shitbox computer, like a Dell Optiplex. I mean, that's not a shitbox by the modern standard. That's a fucking piece of gold right there for a fucking nerdologist. Bro, what are we gonna do with this shit? 15,000 files moving to trash, bro. Here, you guys have to hear some fucking crazy shit, but 25,000 files used to live here. Now it's just a ghost town. Fucking insanity, bro. That's what we're doing in COD, bro. COD files. Call of Duty files, bro. Next up, it will be .cod instead of .xd. Next improvement, guys. Anyway, let me switch us back over to the fucking insane tab that we have full of God knows what. Windows. Windosium. I think it's this one. 4:51 a.m., guys. We've almost made it. The system's fucking cooking. Hurry up, bro. I need you to fucking move that shit out of my hard drive, bro. They just don't make them like they used to. We want to set up Linux browser next. I think next episode we'll set up Linux browser. And then Linux workstation. So I have a place where we can fuck around and not have to worry, bro. Bro. Jimmy 12. What the fuck? Suggestions Royale? What? What am I looking at, man? Me here just browsing the web, bro. While I wait for my 40,000 files to delete themselves. Okay, guys. We're gonna distribute the greatness that we've the .wow that we've created, guys. Wait, where's it at? Let me see. I need screenshots. Need them back. Bro, what do I even have in the screenshot? Bro, I got a fucking hilarious cat image. Oh, yeah. You know what else I gotta show you all? I finished off the shit we were working on yesterday. I'll show off that shit in a minute. Moving 2,732 of 40,602 files to trash. Well, we're almost there yet. Supergood.xt. Bro, this is insane. Madness. Anybody want my new document writing program? Anyway, what am I doing? I'm losing my people here. I'm not taking care of my people. Fucking hell, man. How many more files do we have in desktop D tools and then fucking Infinifiler? Bro, how many more fucking... How long do I have to wait for this shit to go through? Bro, it's taking forever. It's fucking taking forever, bro. This is worse because, you know, it writes 40,000 files. And it takes time to delete 40,000 files, bro. Banned for 30 years. They'll be sent to forced UV mapping labor camp. God damn, bro. We're still waiting on these files to fucking delete. It's taking forever. I'm at 20,000. I'm 50% there. 50% less super good files, bro. I'm gonna send a super good file, bro. I'm at fucking 20,000. Supergood.xd, bro. 4,601 super good files. Wow, we're still waiting. Bro, I mean, I guess we can work on the fucking code while we do this shit. Let's just work on that for a little bit. We want to, like, obviously, like with this, I think we need 2 programs. But we can't really do 2 programs, right? How do you do 2 programs in 1 program? That's not a thing. We need 2 programs, but we want 1 program that does 2 things all at once. That means that it needs to know what files it's writing to, and then it needs to write to all of those files that contain supergood. Because that would be the worst. Because then you don't just have to wait a little bit for each file to go away. You have to wait 5,000 hours for every file to go away. Where is... Underworld Suggestion Royale. Okay. Best question of all time, bro. Hey, Fish, how is your experience with Linux going? It's going good. I switched to Fedora. Man, I had a scare yesterday with this shit. Because I was like... It did this, almost did the fucking same shit Kubuntu did to me, where it goes and it starts, I click on this shit, open up a file, or try to do something, and all of a sudden, like 10 different pop-ups say, .config is read-only, and I'm like, oh, fuck. That means the entire file system's read-only again? So I waited like 10 minutes on my desktop, thinking of what to do, and I was trying to troubleshoot because nothing was working. Not even the fucking console wants to work at that point. And what I ended up coming to was that I need to need to just wait and then restart shit. That's the only way I was able to fix it, was to wait and restart it all. Which is kind of annoying. I think it might have to do with the file system being BTRFS, which is terrible. Could be the issue, potentially. Alright, so... I could just make a program that deletes anything with supergood in it. This appends lol and then does the other shit too, which is weird. So, obviously, we want to create bigger file sizes each time we do it, right? I feel like we want to make larger file sizes. I think the way to do it would be to store the number in there instead. Because then we can make massive files if I think about this correctly. Oh shit, where did this... Oh. That's like ages ago, okay. So if we just were to like append... lol, we create a variable called like string... That's sting, bro. A string doom. With all caps, because of course we have to. Write ln string doom, and every time it iterates, it will append a lol for each doom it writes, okay? So doom, and then append Yeah, because it won't reset every operation. We can just put a lol in there, or maybe 2 lols, so the files progressively get bigger. That's one way we can make it worse. Okay, perfect. That's great. So that makes it more dangerous. How do we improve its lethality even more? I think... Before we test this, let's wait on all of the files to fucking get deleted. Bro, what does my trash can even look like? I haven't even seen that shit. Oh god! Empty the fucking trash can now. Empty the trash can, bro. Supergood.ct.xd, bro. I'm not gonna lie, we're trying to delete that shit. Cancel that. I'm gonna go back. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go into here, we're gonna go back a couple times, go to Infinifiler. We're gonna select the last one, we're gonna go to the top one. Okay. We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna hit delete. Oh, fucking hell, it's moving them to the trash first. We want to delete them instead. We don't want to waste time with such foolery. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck. Bro, I screwed something up really bad now. How do I get rid of all of these D files? What if we compress them, right? That would take forever. We've already tried it. Bro, this is a pain in the fucking ass. What did I do? Bro, where did we go so wrong, guys? Who can... Half of them are gone already. So, like, all I have to do is click, Don't right-click in there at all. Don't right-click. Okay. We're not moving it to trash. We're going to fucking delete them. Actually... Let's see. Let's try something in the terminal. Alright, so we have a terminal open here. It means I'm going to have to become a Linux guru to do this shit, but I'm pretty sure if I type in ls, it's gonna flood the terminal with all of the super good messages. So to get rid of all of this shit, I'm just gonna do... Fuck. What would I even do? I'm already in the right directory, so I mean, obviously we could try rm -help so I can fucking learn some shit today. Remove a file whose name starts with that. For example, foo. Use one of these commands. What is it? Super good. I believe this would do it. Right? Did that not do it? Good God! I believe we have somebody here who can help us. Who's our Linux user? Linux super user, please help me. I believe that was what I'm supposed to do. Unless I need to put this in a fucking quotation mark or some shit. Ah, fucking hell, bro. Enter. Then, of course, it's like a couple of these .xd. Oh God. Oh, did I actually get rid of them? Hold on. Desktop dtools. Infinifiler. They're still there, bro. Didn't get rid of fucking shit. What the fuck? Okay. Why are they still in here? What's the issue? Why? Okay, let's just go into here. Don't do it. Are they all zero? What the fuck happened, bro? What the hell? I actually did it, guys. Well, I got rid of all of them, but now I fucking broke the fucking... What the fuck, bro? What am I doing? Try this one. Not there. So why is it still in? What happened? Who's messaging me? Suggestions? So, if I try to delete this one, what happens? Nothing. Oh, fucking... Wait. You know, every good Linux user knows you gotta put a dash R at the end. The fucking hell? What the fuck? Dash RM. Dash RM, bro. Bro, we're fucking cooked at this point. Bro, I made him undeletable. What the fuck, bro? Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. We're gonna create a folder called Doom Eternal. Wow, Doom Eternal is my favorite game, guys, and I swear to God, if I can play it in command line, I'm sure gonna. Well, let's go ahead and do this. Put them into D tools. Move here. Then go to D tools and take those things and put them into the next thing. Well, fucking bro, fuck no. We're putting them in. We're sentencing them to Doom Eternal right now. Move here. Infinifiler can be deleted. Move to trash, and now it's gone. I think I removed it. I hope it doesn't come back to haunt me that we experimented with nuclear weapons on this channel. Bro, I got another one. Read again. Okay, so we've screwed up, kind of, but alas, it will be fine. I'm gonna just open the terminal here, just because I'm lazy, bro. I need to learn how to do that shit. I need to learn how to CD properly. All right, since we're in Doom Eternal, we're gonna go ahead and oh, fuck. Okay, well, at least we can just type in /infinifile and then hit control and fucking hell, bro. Okay, now let's see how effective it was. So what we should see is that by like holy fucking shit, the bytes go up and up and up. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro. Let's go. What? It doesn't depend more. It seems like it's only 900 or 400. Lol. Oh, fucking hell. It's cringeanium. Alright, so since we have that happening, we're gonna go ahead and, wait, that one's... Bro, I have 23 megabytes now. Let's go ahead and, delete them all from existence. Super good. Bro, this shit's insane. We're gonna just delete the first 941. Delete them all. Good job. Bro, that takes forever. We need, like, parallel processing to get rid of all these files. I mean, at least it's not as bad as it was before. I mean, how far did they go? Like, oh god, it's way fucking worse. This is gonna take me 5 hours. 5 hours to get to the bottom. Wow. Bro, maybe I shouldn't be making 4,000 gigabyte files of shit. Bro, it basically is like a fucking GitHub repo. Writes out thousands of lines, bro. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go into the console. Just open a fucking terminal there. We're gonna just do the magical words. Okay, guys. RM. You're supposed to write in the thread. Entire server's typing, bro. Alright, so with that, we need to do RM. I believe it was slash. No. Is super good? We gotta remove super good. Yeah. So we need to do, yeah, dot slash super good. And then do 2 asterisks. Oh, yes! Whoa, it actually fucking works, bro. Whoa, what's the fuck? What's the fuck? Bro, that shit's fucking cool. That shit's fucking cool right there, bro. I'm telling you guys right now. That shit. How the fuck? Alright, so we do that. We added in Doom. So Doom appends lol. And so by the time you get to here, should be doing that shit. But what the fuck's wrong with it? It needs to be compiled, so we do DMD infinifile. So then it does that. And just for added extra measures, do the tilde and the... Oh god, why the fuck is that happening? DMD infinifile, and then we will just go ahead and do dot slash infinifile. And then, oh fuck, Control C, stop. We must stop the execution at this time. Bro, and they get increasingly longer. 325 bytes. By the end of this, you are doomed, bro. You're fucking cooked, bro. How big is that fucking folder right now? 40,000... It's almost 1 gigabyte of file. I suggest you debuff concrete. It's prosperous. The lower tier can take 80% of... Remove polymer. And the ads. What would I say? What am I saying right now? Bro, I'm getting lost in the sauce. I'm getting sidetracked, bro. Sidetracked. Bro. Bro, the super good files. We have over 2,000 kilobyte of super good. Bro, how many tildes are in this? Bro, it's just fucking tilde after tilde. Opened and contained longer than the configured line length limit, 10,000 characters. Those lines were wrapped and the document is sent to read-only mode as saving will modify. Holy fucking shit. Bro, it's just a fucking brick of tildes. What have I done? I've gone way too far with this shit. We are going to copy this and save it send it to the science team. Oh my gosh. What have I done? Bro, we just fucking... What have we done? We've done something insane. Bro made a Python for loop simple, easy, and working. Notepad tilde tilde. Boom. And then we'll just do RM all of the super good. It wrote over 1 gigabyte in like 7 seconds, bro. It didn't even finish the RM part. That's how many. There's still 8,000 files remaining. Gordon, what has happened? Bro, there's like 14 files, or they're ghost files now, bro. They've become ghost files. You can't even open a ghost file, bro. What the fuck? Bro, there's so many in there. So many in there. Add California compliant. Wow, this is crazy. Well, let's go ahead and get these out of the Doom Eternal file before we fucking cook this shit. No, cancel, don't do that, never. Bro, the second I fucking... Bro, we need to never let that shit happen, bro. Fucking never let that shit happen. Control A. Delete. Create missing... What if we just... Okay, they're out of Doom Eternal. Control Z. Doom Eternal. Delete it. Okay, what are we doing next? So now we've done this shit. That's not the only thing I want to do today, but that was one of the things. We're going to call this Dangerous Files Do Not Execute. Bro, this shit that we just cooked up is an absolute fucking nightmare file, and if you ever fucking unleash this shit on somebody's computer, it's gonna write a billion of itself for some fucking reason, bro. Next up is to make one that we can put into a Wonix workstation that is gonna be able to just change every single fucking file, take admin privileges, and also, what else would I want it to do? Well, you know, we can technically interface with the system resources. I mean, if it's in a virtual machine, I'm not sure how that works, but in theory, we could just make it so where it fries people's fucking RAM and shit. Like, if you think about it, D is a very dangerous language. Any programming language can be dangerous if the super user doer knows how to do his super userness. This is so great. Please try my open source notepad. What? What the fuck? Bro, this place is crazy. No perms for that. Whoa! Supergood.xt, bro. And then, okay, so what are we doing next today? Well, let's figure it out. Right, so I did talk about how I had figured out how to make my file systems and shit. So here we have a player file. This contains player information. Apparently it doesn't. Well, I didn't get that far on that one. But FSH1 is designed to take an FSH file, which is a .fsh, like .fsh, which is this format, and put it into the fucking variable format. And so if we go into this and we open up a fucking console in there, let's actually, let's try cd --. I want to try to become a better super user doer, guys. And so I'm going to do it for you all. Cringe. We're going to go to do this /desktop/d space, wait. D tools /doom eternal / actually that needs to be in these, and then I think we're good to go from there. Although I actually think we are probably not good to go. I think we're fucking screwed if this doesn't work. What do you mean, bro? What? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean it doesn't fucking exist, bro? We were just there. We were literally just there, bro. What? How did I screw it up? Doom Eternal. They don't exist, guys. D tools, and then it goes to Doom Eternal. Oh, well, let's just go to D tools then. Cool. Oh, I'm a fucking idiot, guys. I'm sorry. What, we're gonna do this in Nano, bro. Oh god, we're gonna go Nano. Nano user doer. Oh fuck, bro. We're gonna become the super user doer. Ah! Okay, so we have that. We have /. Let's see. What do I want to make? Well, we'll call this, what are we even? Whoa, no, we don't need to make it direct. What am I my brain is off. My brain is off today, guys. I swear. We need to go to D, we need to CD from D tools, and then we do CDD tools, and then go down a layer. So from here, we're gonna just go to what was it? .f. I don't even know, man. I'm just trying to navigate my way to FSH file system, bro. That's what it's called. There we go. I actually got in there. Wow, that's actually cool. /FSH1. And it reads out these from the fucking format over here. So this format, which is kind of weird, but ends up as the actual strings you would put in your code. And fucking... These are bytes for whatever fucking reason. It works! It reads and it does that. It's a pretty good thing. That was the goal. Wait, what's Rule 13? Oh, wow, this is fucking crazy, bro. Wow. Bro, we just fucking made malware today. What have we done? What have I done with my time? I've made malware today. Literally all I've done. A fucking program that makes more fucking super massively long files. Bro, this shit's fucking nice. That's the picture of our great work. I'm gonna hang it on my wall, guys. Fucking tilde, tilde, tilde. Next time we make a program, we're gonna call it my tilde, and it will just create 1,000 tildes in one fucking file. JVM downgrader. Alright, what are we doing? What are we... Oh, we gotta... Let's go read the book for a bit. Just to get some more fucking shit down. I want to get some more learning in. And so, the next up in the book was... So we've done files, right? So we've already done the files and shit. But I'm gonna just do some reading from the book. Just to get some more understanding. So the next one is auto and type of. Auto when defining file variables. In the previous chapter, we have repeated the name of the type on both sides of the equal operator. For example, file equals file. So that's the type. So that's how you would do that. Interesting. It feels redundant. It would also be cumbersome and especially error prone if the type name were longer. So if we did very long name var and then very long name var. Fortunately, the type name on the left-hand side is not necessarily because the compiler can infer the type on the left-hand side from the expression of the right-hand side. For the compiler to infer the type, auto keyword can be used. Okay. Oh. Okay. Auto can be used with any type, even when the type is not spelled out on the right-hand side. So if you have a int, it probably will say that's an int. And then a distance, or, well, float. If you have a string, or even a other thing. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Oh, a slice, probably. No, I don't know what this is, but it's weird. Probably a file, maybe? Well, it doesn't have a read thing, which is the access. File equals file student records. Fucking hell, bro. Although auto is the abbreviation of automatic, does not come from the automatic type inference. It comes from the automatic storage class, which is a concept about the lifetimes of variables. Auto is used when no other specifier is appropriate. Okay. The compiler interprets the type of I as immutable, int above. We will see immutable in a later chapter. Type of. Type of provides an expression including single variables without actually providing... okay. Following is an example of how type of can be used to specify a type without explicitly spelling it out. Type of value means type of value. Oh, wait. Hold on. Type of provides the type of expression, including single variables, objects, literals, etc. without... Oh, I've used this before. Type of and then dot properties, right? That will give you the... Or type of and then dot string of. So you take a type of, right? And then you do a string of to get the string of the type, which gives you, like... It can tell you what shit is. If that makes sense. So... That's good. Oh, shit. Cooked, guys. That's terrible. I just realized. It is obvious the type of is not needed in situations like above. The actual types are known. Okay, so if you don't know what the type is, so if you use auto and you need to get a type, then you'll do type of to return a type. So then it will give you value, and then it'll put value in value 3. So like type of value. So if you have int value 100, you can take a type of value, which will give you int, and then value 3. Type of value. So then it puts it in value 3. So if you had like 100, you could take a type of 100, put it into value 3. Type of literal 100. Type of value. So this is the type of the value. And if you write value, the last two variable definitions above are equivalent to the following. So if value equals 100, then you take the type of value, it will give you 100 and be like, oh, we have int. So then we would go value 2 and then, okay. So yeah, I've already used that. But of course, if you have auto and then you have string of, or like value and then, or what is it, type of, you do auto and then you could be like, oh shit, what type do I even have, right? Because you need to know what type of data you're working with. So if you put in like, and if the type of equals float, then you could be like, oh, well, we have a float. We're not supposed, I don't want to float here. Let's go ahead and return a different number. Like, that's actually pretty interesting to think of. I mean, I don't think I want to keep going in the book and just push through it. but we might want to return here at some point, so I'm gonna bookmark this because this is pretty interesting and useful shit. Obviously, auto is not something I usually would think we would need to use, but I bet there's a use case for auto. And I wonder, like, if anybody, like, does anybody who's watching this have any suggestions for how you use auto? Because that's a really good question that I have. And then, of course, name scope. Okay, so any name is accessible from the point where it has been defined to the point where its scope ends, as well as in all of the scopes that its scope includes. So obviously when they talk about a scope, they mean these. Names are not available beyond the end of their scope. So if you declared outers available there, so if outer equals 2, then compilation error, inner is not available beyond this point. So he has outer here, so outer can be pulled into there. So then inner's here, but if you try to do inner equals 3, because it's declared in that section, so if you put it into a scope, like if, for example, or void main, right? So if you had multiple voids, so that's really useful when we get past this. You can be like, well, if I want it global, it needs to be declared before void main, right? Like I'm pretty sure you can have different voids, and void main is just what he names his shit. And I'm guessing that's how that works. I'm not actually too sure. But if you were to kind of contain each different variable and different thing, obviously that's pretty valuable. Now, I'm not going to get into it right away, but that is pretty useful, I think. Obviously, it's going to be pretty useful. So next up is like, alright, what are we doing? Scrolling down. So we have auto. Compilation error comes when you try to take inner from this one and put it, set it equal to 3 in that one, because it's not in this statement. So if you declared it there, usually because I declare all my shit and before void main even gets started, that means anywhere in the fucking program it's going to be accessible. So if you only want it accessible to void main, declare it in void main. Don't declare it outside of void main, like what I do. So like if I look at any of my programs, I know for a fact, like let's take encryption 1, or actually that one's not even close to encryption 2. Open that shit up, look at this. Fucking ages of code, bro. Fucking massive code. Just for it to do jack shit, very basic shit. But all of my strings and things are all declared there, and we could get that cleaner in the future, especially knowing what we know now about like auto and shit. But that auto doesn't help us really. I think we can just declare all that. I don't know why we need auto unless it's like a user input, but then that wouldn't be very good either. I don't really know how to use auto. I think that's a question of that, and then of course being able to be selective with your variables, obviously. Scopes need not be associated with statements. They can be defined by a free pair of curly braces. Oh, so if I wanted to have just an int a inside of here, right, you could just say int a inside of this shit is now separate from everything else. And most other constructs. So yeah. keep it separated by just having like a curly braces somewhere. I don't know how I would use that shit, but I definitely see us using it in the future somehow. Okay, let's continue. So we have defining names closest to their first use. Okay. Continue. Right, ln error, you must... What am I doing? As we've been doing in all programs so far... What does he say? First we use... For that code... As we've been doing in all programs so far, variables must be defined before their first use. For that code to be acceptable... Oh, wait. So, number must be defined before it is used. Right. Okay, so he's just talking about... Right. Yeah, that's basic shit. So, like, he's talking about how you can't fucking use shit before it's even declared. So, if you declare this later, obviously keep those rules in mind. Like, if you have shit like this, you can't be referencing A before A exists. This A is different from the previous one. Cool. So, then I could have multiple different A values. That means if you want counters and shit, counters are easier now. Then you just take counters and you just say, oh, int A in each of these fucking brackets. We'll do this. That allows you to create a semi kind of global shit. Kind of like a private variable. Because then you could put in a while loop inside of the scope as well. And contain that in there. And kind of a contained variable almost. Defining, okay, so then defining names closest to their first use. For that code to be acceptable by the compiler, number must be defined before it is used with right ln. Although there is no restriction on how many lines earlier it should be defined. It is accepted as good programming practice that variables be defined closest to where they are first used. Bro, that's fucking disgusting. Let's see this in a program that prints... I usually just declare my variables in an area with all of my other variables, so I can go, wow, this shit looks okay. Like, just, again, in this absolute garbage here, bro. This fucking cringe garbage. Everything's declared in one block. But also, I didn't know shit back then, so if we go to, like, the cooler shit right here, looks pretty nice. It's actually good code for once. Thank God. I put my mind into this shit and now it finally works good. Instead of whatever that other garbage was, bro. So that's just how variables work. And then he says you should put it close. Me personally, I say put it all together. Konnichiwa. What's up? How's it going? I'm not even really programming much today. I don't have any ideas for what we're gonna program today. I'm just learning some shit about scopes and auto, which is what we've just gone over was auto. Contrast the code above to the code below. You have int count and then count's used there, and then if count, and then it's used here, and then double average value is used there. I don't know if I like this. This guy does it weird. I like to just put all my variables in one block and inject them when they're needed. Although defining all of the variables at the top may look better structurally, there are several benefits to defining them as late as possible. Speed. Every variable definition tends to add a small speed. Oh, I actually don't know if I think he's right about that. If you declare the shit right before you use it, that makes the most sense for speed wise. I didn't think about that. I usually fucking declare that shit way earlier. Risk of mistakes. No, I don't believe in that. If you're gonna make a mistake, then you're just gonna figure it out and fix it. figure it out and fix it, guys. That's my motto. Readability? Nah. Code maintenance? Source code is in constant modification and improvement. New features are added, old features are removed, bugs are fixed, etc. These changes, I guess I could agree with that. That's a good reason. I might start doing that from now on. And only declare what I have to at the start. Obviously, with the rule of scopes and how they can be used, we need to be careful where we declare shit, so that way if we need something in void main, it needs to be declared outside of the scope. So we would need to declare B here, for example, if I need int B there. So speed, every variable definition tends to add a small cost or small speed cost to the program. Oh, right, we've already read that shit. Next page. Perfect. We're cruising today. The for loop. Okay, here we go. Here's something we can use. Serves the same purpose as the while loop. The for loop makes it possible to put definitions and expressions concerning the loop's iteration on the same line, although for is used much less common than for each in practice. It is important to understand that the for loop first. We'll see the for each in a later chapter. Okay, so this is pretty useful. I've also looked into these. I'm going to need them for something. Very useful code shit. The while loop evaluates the loop condition and continues executing the loop as long as that condition is true. For example, a loop to print numbers between 1 and 10 may check the condition is less than 11. That's pretty basic shit. Iterating the number can be achieved by incrementing the number at the end of the loop. To be compilable as decode, the number must have been defined before its first use, like he was discussing. Finally, there is actual work within the loop body. Write ln, so like if that's in the loop. So you need to declare it, you need to have work, and you also need to increment it. And that's pretty painful to do in one while loop, while also checking shit. So you check, well actually you declare, you check, you do your work, and you do some more work, and check it again in a while loop. I guess that's what he's saying. The sections of a while loop are executed in the following order during the iteration of the while loop. Preparation, condition check, actual work, iteration, condition check. Oh, well, I got ahead of him, bro. Fucking got ahead of this guy. The break statement thrown exception can terminate a loop as well. Meaning if we're checking if it's less than 11, if we set it to 12, it will just stop. So that would be a thrown exception. Or if you want like a really shitty thrown exception, you would do, you could set it to the integer limit or something like that. Just fucking break the code entirely. The sections of the for loop brings 3 of these sections onto a single line. They are written within the parentheses of the for loop, or basically in the function of the for loop, separated by semicolons. Oh god. The loop body contains the actual work. Oh, so it's basically just like normal shit. So the for int number, so he's declaring integer number 1. Then if integer number is less than 1, and then he's doing plus number, so he's doing that, the increment. Write ln number, which is declared in the scope afterwards. The benefits of the for loop are more obvious when the loop body has a large number of statements. The expression that increments the loop variable is visible on the for line instead of being mixed in with the other statements. And like we've seen in my other programs and shit, that's pretty fucking disgusting. We're going to go ahead and try to apply what we've learned here. I don't actually see where I could apply this at, though, because none of these are doing increments in this program. The only one that was doing increments was like when it was really shitty. Let's see. I think encryption does a lot of them. So you would do a, I actually don't even really want to work on this shit. This was a sloppy program to begin with, but this one does minus minus. So instead you would do like a for loop for that. So we could do, I mean, obviously all of my shit's declared at the start, but you could redeclare it using a for loop. I don't really want to try messing with this because it's so fucking messy. I really feel like that's my worst program of all time. Even though it's really advanced and shit, and what it does. It's just impressive what it does. It takes a word and makes it into no words and then adds extra words in there. The benefits of the for loop are obvious when the loop body has a large number of statements, like I just showed off. That shit has so many fucking statements. And it gets messy because then you don't know where the... I always was doing the increment at the end of the loop, which makes it easy to find, but if you put it in a for loop, obviously it's going to be easier to find it in a for loop. Although very common, the iteration variable need not be an integer, nor it is modified only by incrementing. For example, the following loop is used to print halves of the previous floating point values. Oh. So you can just put any modifier in there if you wanted to divide by 2. So it doesn't have to be like plus plus. It can be like anything. Value plus value 2. Or value divided by 2. Or value plus 64 or some shit. Or the square root of value or some shit. Whatever you can put in there could theoretically work. It is possible to define multiple loop variables by defining them inside of curly braces. For example, the following loop defines 2 variables of different types. So what does that mean? So for int I equals 0 and double D equals 0.5, so does it define both of those? So it would... That's kind of weird. This is a question for anybody who knows more than I do. But how does this work? I actually am curious. Does this define in the first section? Is it defining the variable? It looks like it is. Like you wouldn't have this declared beforehand, right? Or you could have it declared beforehand. You know what I mean? Is that a thing? Anyway, continuing down. Note that the preparation section is the area within the highlighted curly brackets. Okay. All 3 of the for each or for loop sections may be left empty. Sometimes a special loop variable is not needed, possibly because an already defined variable would be used. Sometimes the for loop would be exited by a break statement. Sometimes the iteration expressions depend on certain conditions that would be checked within the loop body. All 3 of the for loop sections may be left empty. Such a loop may be designed to neither end or end with a... Oh, so like if you do a while true statement. So it's an unconditional statement if you didn't put in all of them, I guess. Or it depends on shit that happens after. Or maybe you don't need to declare what it is. Or you just need to do it over and over again until it reaches that. It simplifies. So if you didn't want to declare anything. Okay, that makes sense. Preparation. I mean, he doesn't really define what preparation is, but it makes sense that this is probably declaring the variables or being like setting a variable to 0 or some shit could work. And that's something that happens a lot is you'll be like, oh, well, I need to set this variable to 0. I've already declared it. Why not set it to 0 there? You can do it. Sections may be empty. All 3 of the for loop sections may be left empty. Sometimes a special loop variable is not needed. Alright, so let's try to apply what we've learned today. We've learned quite a bit. Oh. 9x9 table using 2 for loops, one inside the other. We're not going to do these. I'm going to do my own shit. But we're gonna create a new in my D tools folder. I'm gonna create a new folder. We're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna call this a for loop, and this is gonna be like the end our ending bullshit today, ending shit today. Create new text file. We'll call this one Control A, backspace. Call it a for loop dot D. Perfect. Open our terminal. Why not? Open our terminal. Why don't we? Whoa. Put that in there. All right, time to get started. So we will import standard IO and then semicolon void main. Of course, the standard, the usual shit, void main. Obviously, new thing I'm gonna be doing for now on in all of my programming is I'm not gonna declare all that shit at the start, because that's what screws it up is when we do that. But let's go ahead and declare a. So we can make a for loop. We're gonna declare our integer for this, which will be the integer D0. Actually, we'll declare an array. Let's try that out. Declare an array, man. D for no, we'll just declare D. So well, actually, let's do CT since I use that as count anyway. And then we can do, after we have a count there, we'll add in, so it was preparation, some other bullshit, and some other bullshit. So preparation, condition check. So CT is less than and of course, because we can declare variables inside void main, right? We can declare string in here. This is going to be a user input string, right? So we want to input a string. We want to take that string and process it down. And let's say we want to actually encrypt that shit like we've been trying to do. We would put our string here, and then we'd put in like different sections for all that. Oh my god, this shit's going to be way cleaner than the original. But anyway, we're going to put CT is less than like 10, right? So in the normal hashing, you take slices, which are going to be from a certain point in the original number. So we might need to declare multiple integers or multiple different shit. Obviously, you can't use CT like this. So you have to put int CT. And then, of course, he said you can declare multiple. Now, I'm wondering if you can just do CT equals 0. And I believe he said they are separated by commas. Or are they separate? They might be separated by semicolons, because they'd be inside of a scope at that point. So this is basically like saying we have a scope here and then boom. Shit's gonna be hard to read though. I believe it was semicolon. Yes, it is. And then he can put a 0 and you can put a double in there. Just basic shit. But like if I put in a string called string HSH, right? This is going to be, or actually, would this be car? No, we're going to compile the user input to a car. So we're going to take a readf from the user. We're going to put a write in there too. So we'll put a, yeah, that's what we'll do. Right, and we'll also put a, before we even get to write ln, we'll do write ln, and then we can do the next step. So write ln this shit, and then say, hey, do this.